I remember being 23, sitting on the bed and scrolling through Musically, which is now famously TikTok, watching people my age doing things I only wish I had the courage to do. Traveling, starting business, creating things, and growing. And I thought to myself, why am I just watching? Why am I not doing? At that time, I brushed it off. I told myself I have time. But then 25 came and I had this sinking realization I had wasted time. I had let fear, distraction, and hesitation hold me back. Your 20s feel like they're full of possibilities, that too infinite, until they aren't. Looking back, I see things I wish I had done different. And today, I want to share my biggest regrets between 21 and 25 so you don't make the mistake. Number one, I underestimated the power of time. At 21, I believed I had all the time in the world. I'll start next week, I'll start next Monday, I'll start next month, I'll figure it out later. There's no rush. But the truth is, time doesn't wait. And once it is gone, you don't get it back. We always think we will have time in future to fix things later. Our health, our relationship, our dreams. But the reality is most of us overestimate how much time we have and underestimate the time we waste. My regret? Not so regret, but I would say a lesson learned. For me, now that I look back, I wish I had realized that small daily actions create the future. The habits I built or ignored at 21 dictated where I ended up at 25. So here's the lesson for you. Time is working either for you or against you. Instead of waiting for the right time, start something now. Whether it's learning the skill, prioritizing health, or taking the first step towards your dream. Now enough of the advice. You ask me, how would you do it? How would you start with it? So here's what you're going to do starting from right after you watch this video. Make a non-negotiable list. A small set of things that you would do every single day that would move you towards your goal. It doesn't have to be a list of 10-15 things. Even one or maybe maximum of 3 are fine to start with. Just stick to your non-negotiable list. Lesson 2. I said yes to the things that didn't matter. FOMO in me was so real. I said yes to mostly everything. Random social gatherings, things that weren't aligned with my values, even jobs I wasn't truly passionate about. Because I thought saying yes meant I was keeping up. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. And for years, I said no to my own priorities without even realizing it. My regret? Well, what do I regret about? I did not learn the power of intentional decisions sooner. I was busy, but I was not making the progress towards the life I actually wanted. Your lesson. Not everything deserves your time and energy, especially people. The things you choose to invest in shape your future. How are you going to implement this in your life? From now on, before saying yes to anything, ask yourself, does this align with the future I want? Lesson 3. I let the fear of judgment hold me back. I had ideas, I had dreams, I had things that I wanted to do. Every single time I tried, I was paralyzed by one question. What will people think? Since I've come into my senses, I do know that I don't care much about the people, but then I do care about the people who are close to me. And then for me, it was just those people. How about what would they feel? I remember wanting to start a YouTube channel much earlier. Wanting to write, wanting to share my journey. But the fear of being judged stopped me. It was not intrinsic fear of judgment. For instance, I did not care about what will people say at all, but it was more of, what if I fail in public? It was more intrinsic for me, what if I fail in public? What if I'm not good enough? The regret? I let the unsaid opinion of people who honestly didn't matter in my life stop me from taking action. This is your lesson. People will always have their opinions, but their opinions don't pay your bills, build your career, or shape your happiness. Your life is yours. So this is what I do whenever I get the feeling of being judged. I ask myself, will this matter in 5 years? If not, I'll do it anyways. Number 4, I thought balance was the goal. I used to think I had to have it all. My career, family, social life, fitness, hobbies, side hustles, all at once. And because I couldn't do everything perfectly at the same time, I often felt like I was failing. But here's the truth. Life isn't meant to be perfectly balanced all the time. It moves in seasons. Some seasons require hustle, some seasons require rest, and that's okay. I did not embrace the idea that prioritization is more important than balance. Your lesson? Instead of chasing balance, focus on what matters the most right now. To action on this, ask yourself, what season of life am I in? Focus on that instead of trying to do everything. Number 5, and the most important one, I did not invest in my future self. At 21, I was spending money like there was no tomorrow. Not on those designer dresses or designer handbags, but still. 21, 100k plus salary, so you get the point. Shopping, eating out, impulsive splurges. I thought I'll save it later. But by 25, I wish I had started earlier. I didn't realize that every dollar, every skill, and every habit I invested in my early 20s would multiply by my late 20s. The best thing you can do in your early 20s is to start preparing for your future self. So this is the most practical advice you need to hear even if you're not ready. Start a future fund. even if it is $50 or 500 rupees a month. Small investments, they compound over time. Remember this, regret isn't about feeling bad, it's the process of learning. And if you're between 21 and 25, you still have time to shift your story. The best thing you can do today is start. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. So don't wait, don't let the fear stop you, don't let distractions steal your time. The life you want is built on the choices you make now.